Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday and it's me. I'm back. It's more Hertha Berlin action in the Bundesliga. We are. We've had a solid start to the season. We are second in the league behind Bayern Munich with 12 points, 4 wins from 4 games. We're through to the second round of the German Cup, and obviously we are in the Champions League group stages. So early season action tonight. Well, shall we go through how we've got on in the transfer window? Let's have a look at that, shall we? So the transfer window has closed, and well, not many players have come in, but the players that have come in have been incredible. So we managed to loan out a number of players. We sold Mohamed Diamande, who has been a bit of a hero so far in the save for us at both Rangers and now at Hertha Berlin. We sold Gabri Veiga as well, who he was a cheap signing. We sold him off fairly cheaply as well. He played a good backup role, but really wasn't quite the quality we were hoping for. We sold youngster Badwin Hagelstein, who may go on to be quite good, but we really wanted the transfer money. We also sold off Rob Eaton, who is a youngster who he wasn't ever going to be a first choice for us, but we got nearly 30 or just over 30 million for him, including add-ons. And Ayman Kari we sold off 31.5 million, who again was probably a backup for us at best. So some good business going out, and then coming in. This is where I get excited. We brought in a youngster on free from Grasshopper Zurich, 21 years old, plenty of potential. For the moment, he will be a backup and not much else. He's actually in the under-19s at the moment and probably too old for that. So let's move him into the second squad if we can. No, we can't. Okay, never mind. And we brought in Ryan Roberts from Chelsea. Another option on at the left back. We'll probably get plenty of game time over the summer over the season rather, as we decide whether he or Georgie Cohane is our starting left back. Georgie Cohane, of course, can play in defensive midfield and might even be better in that role rather than as a first line defender. We have brought in Frederick Thorlo from West Ham, who can play just about every position in the centre of the pitch and has shown himself to be quite useful so far. But the one I'm really excited about is this one. Ilya Radosavljevic. He is, well, I don't want to get too hyperbolic, but he's going to be our Messi. He's the man who could win us a Champions League. He's got everything you need from a winger. He's also quite tall, can do a job up front if we need him. He can play from both wings, and he excites me. He gets me excited for this season. He's already chipped in with a couple of goals so far in the league season. He's got a goal in the cup. I just can't wait to see what he can do in the Champions League for us. So that's our transfer window. We have a pittance left, about £10 million. So we may add in the January transfer window when we get there, but we'll see how things go. In the league, we have started well, to say 4 wins from 4 games, 12 points, just behind Bayern Munich on goal difference. But it's early doors. We'll see how that goes. And in the Champions League, we've got quite some games to come this season. Alongside the likes of Lazio, Sparta Prague, Celtic, and Sevilla, as well as Toulouse, we have Man City, we have Barcelona, and we have Chelsea. We have some big games for you on show. Most of those big games coming towards the end of our Champions League. So hopefully we can do the work early, get ourselves qualified. And let's see how that goes. I think we'll get into the top 24, no problem. It's just whether we can make the top 8 and give ourselves a chance to skip around and get a bit deeper into the Champions League. Scraps, hello mate, how are you? Not going to be talking much as I'm playing with my mate, but I'm watching. Good to hear, mate. Enjoy. What are you guys playing? Tea was good. My dinner, as we say down here, it was very good. We went for the garlic bread hot dog, which was pretty special. I did discover, however, I'm not a fan of truffle oil, but didn't ruin it at all. But Parmesan chips are to be recommended for sure. And that segues nicely into the sponsorship. So HelloFresh are sponsoring this stream. If you are looking for some sort of meal kit deal, do go ahead and click on the link. You can get 40% off of your first 2 boxes, as well as 25% off for the first 2 months. Simply use the link and the discount code POGUKFresh912, as you can see on the screen there, and save yourselves a ton of money while getting very delicious, very healthy food that you can cook from scratch at home. But enough of that. Let's play some Football Manager. We are into, I think our next game is actually Champions League, so the start of our Champions League campaign. We've got Lazio away. I'd like to think this is one we can win. I think the bookies had us at about 50-1 for winning the Champions League, so not a million miles away. Not favourites or even close to being favourites, but I reckon we've got enough about us to do a job. And this is going to be the last season of this save. It is the last season, I've decided. It's make or break this year. If we don't win the Champions League, then never mind. We will just enjoy the career we've had, because I'm too excited to get on with a Creator Club save, where we're going to start with a freshly made club down in the 13th tier of England. So we're using a custom database, and we're just going to see how far we can get that club by the time Football Manager 24 rocks around, and I'm looking forward to that. So it's time to pick our squad. Now, Martial, our first choice goalkeeper, is injured for a few weeks, which means Heiko Senkbal is going to get more starts than we'd hoped. We did put him in for a couple of cup games, just because he's a wonder kid. He's 19 years old. He's got 2.5 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, and goalkeepers, wonder kid goalkeepers seems to be hard to find in Football Manager 23. So wanted to give him some game time. He's being forced into some game time now, which is fine, I guess. But what worries me is that I think we've got probably 2, maybe even 3 Champions League games. Well, it'd be 2 Champions League games, because we have a bit of a gap there. Hopefully he won't be scared or thrown off by the stature of the games he's going to play in. But he is going to have to start for us. Hold on, how old? I'm 39, Scraps, 39 years young. Okay, let's get a team put together, shall we? I am beginning to wonder if Thorlo might do a better job at centre-back. His average rating of 6.88 so far is not terrible, but we might get the best out of him if we play him at centre-back. But for now, we're going to continue with him as our defensive midfielder. Georgie Cohen can come back into the side. Let's rest Thorlo for a bit, shall we? We'll go with this side. Radoslavljevic is definitely starting because he is a dude. And Cho up front as always. We've had to promote this young goalkeeper from the youth team to sit on the bench because we couldn't register Mads Christiansen. He played a backup role for us last season, but he's now our 3rd choice goalkeeper, and it was a choice between Christiansen and Radoslavljevic. I'm going to just call him Ilya. Let's stick it to Ilya. It was a choice between him and the best player in our team, our 5-star player, so it really was an easy decision in the end. Let's get you guys. Actually, this is Champions League. We just need anyone who's fit on our bench, don't we? That's how it works here. 'There There we go. Right, everyone who can play is playing somewhere in the squad tonight. And you're a youngster, so you have number 40. So yes, 39. I turn 40 next year, Scraps. It's a while. It's a while away. Still haven't decided what I want to do for my 40th birthday. My wife is fairly insistent on having some kind of party, but I'm not a party person. Oh, Lazio play a 4-4-2, so it might mean we switch to our 4-2-4 at some point, because as we know, that 4-2-4 that we play destroys 4-4-2s. But we'll persist with the 4-2-3-1 for now, as Margraf charged down the right wing. Neves, Ilya. Oh, wow. I mean, he just did that all by himself. And so when I say he's my Messi, I don't think I'm being too hyperbolic. He is just that good. I mean, he just goes around two players there, beats the defender for the second time, chips the goalkeeper, and it's 1-0 after 90 seconds. What a man. We're on the strong stuff tonight. We've got green tea tonight. Margraf now pulling away, lays it out to Hardy on the left wing. Hardy, can he get it across? He gets tackled but wins the ball back, gets it across for Cho, and that's off the post. And Oliveira doing his job at the back, being the big man. And very nearly scoring a goal at the other end. You honestly cannot underestimate how useful a big, tall centre-back is. It's been a tidy first half so far. We've not looked at it under pressure at any point, which is good. The 4-4-2 not being as effective as it sometimes can seem against us. Although Lazio are on the move now, and they're down here with Camilli on the right wing and Chrysostomu doing great stuff at the centre-back. I do think Chrysostomu and Oliveira might be my new first-choice centre-back pairing. Cristiano, I think he's likely to miss out, and Senkbile just... Well, he came flapping for that one, and at 19 years of age, it might be too early for him to be in games of this magnitude. But we get away with that one. Good defence around him, blocks the ball. But that was a little bit scary, that. Just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to tell Cho off because I think he should have scored in that first half. Oh, what a save that is from Senkbile. I mean, the clearance went straight back into the box, and I mean, I don't think that's in a defending textbook anywhere, is it? But we get away with it again, and Senkbile, well, he makes up for his flappiness at the corner in the first half with a cracking save from that free kick. Keely now pumping the ball forward for Ilya to chase, who can't quite get there. But a mistake from Lazio's defence means we get a second. Cho making no mistake this time. And I mean, our quality shows through there. We're able to punish their mistakes, whereas they've not been able to punish two of ours. And that looks like the sort of thing I often see Georgie Cohane attempt. So it's nice not to be on the receiving end of that one. And we are 2-0 up now. Okay, time for some changes, I think. Cohane not had the best match of his life, so we'll bring Ryan Roberts on. And Keeley can come off for Thorlo. Oliveira's tiring, which is a shame. We'll put Chrysostomou. He's still the taller of the Cristiano Chrysostomou pairing, so he can be our left-sided centre back. And Margraf is tired, so we'll bring on Jay Lethen. It is nice to be in a team where we have this many options off the bench. João Neves and Hardy can't quite apply the finish there, unfortunately. But it's another good move. And Lazio, and this is what a 4-4-2 football can do to you. It's very direct, but we defend it quite well in the end. Jay Lethen now picks up the ball in the Lazio half. Can he find the pass? It's out there for Hardy. Hardy must score. And does at the second time of asking, playing a 1-2 off the post before tapping the ball into the back of the net. 3-0, and we're looking pretty good for it. We'll make our last change. I think Ilya can come off. He's done his job. He got it all started. And are you right-footed, Ralph? You are. So let's put Adiemi out there. I think you're a lefty, yep. And you can cut him from the right-hand side with your blistering pace. That's a very well worked goal from Lazio. I'm disappointed by defending there, and I'm not convinced the referee's giving offside for that one. They've run the ball back to the centre spot anyway, and it is 3-1. I need to stay awake for these last few minutes. We are going to waste some time. We're going to slow the game down from the goalkeeper and hopefully see this out. Lovely 1-2 for Adeyemi there, and goalkeeper makes a fine stop, but it's a corner kick for Hertha. And we are definitely doing the old time wasting trick there. That took an absolute age for that corner to come in, but that is exactly what I want to see. And the corner comes to nothing in the end. Into injury time, and we have done it. That's a good start to our Champions League campaign. A 3-1 away win at Lazio. Not much to complain about there. Maybe a little question mark over Senkbile and whether he's ready for this much game time at this level. But it's not something we can worry about. We really don't have a choice. He's the only senior and fit goalkeeper available to us in the Champions League, so he will be playing those games. We'll see how he gets on at home to Schalke. It may be that we'll have to put Mads Christensen in for the league games, because Christensen is at least registered for the Bundesliga squad. big favourites for the Schalke game, as you would expect. It does feel a little cruel to make us go Tuesday, Friday in our games. They could easily have put that game on Saturday or Sunday and given us an extra day's break. Right, shall we rotate this team around a little bit? So, yeah, Neef isn't even registered for the league. And I'm not sure if I can register him now. No. So, he'll be there for the Champions League, but he can't be there for the league games. That's an interesting start to your career, isn't it? All right, let's rotate a few players out. Cristiano, let's put Thorlo in there. Carney can come back in, and let's give Kohane one more game. He's coming back from injury, so bit of match fitness for him can't hurt, I don't think. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the Red Hot Chili Peppers there, Scraps. And this whole Frank Sinatra thing is beginning to sound a bit like an obsession there, Scraps. Okay, so Schalke, I think we lost to them last season. They're the ones who broke our 41 game unbeaten streak in the league. So, well, we're out for revenge in this one. One more loss here, and I think they become our bogey team. Good ball out for Lethen. Cuts it in. Margraf, 1-0. We have got so many good attacking options. They've changed 3 of the front 4, and they've just combined almost perfectly for the opener there. Look at this lovely tippy-tappy football. Schalke having to run around just to get anywhere near it. And then a mistake at the back almost gives us an opportunity. Door out for Akane, surges into the box. That was either a cross or a shot, I'm not entirely sure, but either way it ends up in the goalkeeper's hands quite comfortably. So my beloved Gillingham had a behind closed doors pre-season friendly, which apparently we've lost 4-0 against Cambridge United. And I think the majority of Gills fans, from what I've seen on Twitter, they're relatively relaxed about it. It's a pre-season friendly. It's not a great result, but it's a friendly. The main thing is don't get injured. I have seen one person call for Harris to be sacked. I mean, it'd be interesting to see a manager sacked for pre-season friendly performances. But a couple of people are acting as if we're already relegated from. Maybe the first time I've seen a team relegated in pre-season, but yeah, a couple of overreactions, as I think it quite frequently happens, doesn't it? You'll always get fans overreacting to something like this. Millwall on top 2-0. Again, it's a pre-season friendly. It means absolutely nothing. It's a glorified training exercise. I wasn't at that game, but apparently there were some good passages of play from Gillingham. And yeah, I mean, to lose 2-0 to a championship club, there's no shame in that. Seeing as they missed out on the playoffs on the last day of the season, which was hilarious. I'd say we accounted us for ourselves quite well there. And I've just realised I've not got Cho on the bench. That's not great. Okay, Margraf is going to play up top, and João Neves is going to play an attacking midfield role. Actually, let's put Thorlo in there and see how he gets on. Let's hope that's not a lengthy injury for Adeyemi. If it is, then Luis Silva is going to get more game time than we dreamt this season. And, well, I thought Zalazar had undone us there, but a good block at the end. Margraf over the top. And is that his hat-trick? I believe it is. Jean Margraf, another wonder kid signing from last season. I think we paid, what, 23, 24 million pounds for him, and just look at what he's done. Absolutely torn Schalke apart in this match. We are full of options going forward. And Jay Lethem with a goal of his own. That's 4-0 in the first 35 minutes, and we're absolutely destroying Schalke. I think this is going beyond revenge now. At some point, this just becomes cruel torture. And Zalazar with an attempt. Not much of one, but it was an attempt. So I hope everyone out there is having a good Tuesday night so far. I think there's a chance I might have to go to urgent care in the morning. While I was having a week down in Devon playing golf with a friend, I managed to slip on the wet grass, and my knee has it's swollen up quite a bit. And it hasn't gone down. I'm getting a little bit concerned now, especially seeing as I'm away with the family next week, and I'd quite like to be able to do stuff with them. I hope Akani is getting back up and will be fit to play. But he's doing some sort of weird exercises on the side of the pitch there. And there's old Door. Ralph Door, Cart Door. Cart Door, wasn't it? I don't even know if that's still around, that ice cream. Cart Door. And let's get a Carney off before we risk another injury. Connor Bradley can come on. And let's bring on Richter for Keeley just to protect him with that yellow card. Well, it looks like we're continuing the good form from the last stream into this one. And I suppose the good form from last season into this one. I don't think there's any worries about Schalke becoming our bogey team after this. I think somehow we've got a corner out of that. Not convinced I'd have given a corner, but we'll take it anyway. All right, let's make the last few subs then. Chrysostomou on, and let's bring on Hardy. Ilya can just sit this one out entirely, I think. No point risking an injury for him in a game. They're already 5-0 up. And that will take us top of the Bundesliga, even if it's only temporary, seeing as we're playing on the Friday night and presumably Bayern will play tomorrow. Lethen there, good work. Stealing the ball back for us. Chrysostomou with a big ball out wide to Hardy. Hardy in for Lethen, and he can't quite get his second goal of the game. But it's been a good performance from him. And it's 9.4. That's very good. He's I wasn't overly impressed with him last season, but he's had a good few decent performances so far. He's starting to prove worth the outlay. To the point where Thomas Bergholt, who was a regular starter for us last season, he has not had a sniff. But that game was all about the hat-trick there from Jean Margraf. Yeah, Bergholt, highly rated Dutch international, £80 million value, leading Bundesliga. Last season started 20 games. He's not really had a look in so far this season. Okay, no need to rest anyone because our next game is in 8 days. Creating all the bubbles at night. So, Scraps, do we approve of Biffy Clyro, or is that too modern for you? Bebeto, well, he's reincarnated. 6'2" centre back, not great at heading, and not someone I'd get excited by, but got potential for the future. And in Portugal, there's really nothing to be excited by. Did I say? No, I didn't say your name, Scraps. Not at all. I was asking whether Biffy Clyro's too modern for you. And João Neves is out for 3 weeks. Fractured ribs, not good. Not good at all. Thankfully, we've now got Thorlo, who is... let's face it, he's better than João Neves. That's not a bad thing. We've actually got 4 quite good defensive midfielders now. Even if you ignore the likes of Kohane, Chrysostom, Akani, who can all play a role there, as well as Roberts, we've got Neves, we've got Richter, we've got Nkeli, we've got Thorlo. So we've plenty of options, plenty of very, very good options indeed. And João Soares, you are got a lot of potential. 20 years old though. Again, it worries me that could be potential that's never quite reached. I mean, I do look for. Should also be thinking actually. Come on, that's 2 stars. That's 2 Bundesliga level at 20 years old. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Maybe my assessments are getting tougher because the squad I'm putting together here is a very, very good one indeed. That are you? But I do. Yes, I cry. Oh, Ardabush is being called a wonder kid. I love that. He's a wonder kid, and yet we've got enough good players in that position to send him out on loan. This makes me feel good. Gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling inside. We have four players in the current German team, or 4 players who have developed with us who are in the current German team. Senkbeil and Dor, who are. He's surely not in the senior squad, Senkbeil. He is. Incredible. Senkbeil and Dor are senior German players. Luca Netz is, or was, a Hertha player at the beginning of his career, as was Lazar Samardzic. And there's plenty more to come off the conveyor belt with Hertha now. And we've probably got, 5, 6, 7 prospects, all who have the potential to be world-class players, sitting either in our senior team and out on loan, some of them even playing, or in our second team or our under-19s. We have a lot of potential just peppered throughout the side. It's almost a shame this save isn't going on for longer, because I genuinely think this Hertha team could become a dominant force just with the players it's producing from the youth squad. Right, it's time to take on Bayer Leverkusen. Right, actually, we need to think about who we've got. Sparta coming up next, so I think we put our strongest team in for this one. We can rotate for the Sparta match, but we'll give Roberts a run out. go Thorlo and Keeley. Ilya. Markgraf definitely deserves a start after the last one. And Ralph Dor. And obviously Cho up front. And Lewis Silva makes a fairly rare appearance on the bench. Have you ever done with save with Gillingham? Oh, of course I have. I've got one in this version. Although it's a save that I started at the time when Gillingham were at their lowest, and I decided. It was just after the takeover, and so to mimic the takeover, I gave us £50 million, and my God, it's incredibly easy to go from League Two to the Premier League in 4 seasons when you have £50 million in your bank account. I didn't touch anything else, but just gave us a bit of money to spend. So managed to get us into the Premier League in 4 seasons, Europa League within 2 seasons from there, won the title, won the Europa League title. Then the following season, it was the Premier League and also the Champions League. I think we won against Real Madrid on penalties, I want to say. So, yeah. Fairly unrealistic one, but I needed it. It was at a time when Gillingham were not doing well at all. We were rock bottom of League Two. I needed something to tell me that my team had some sort of potential. And this season, of course, we're currently 4th favourites with Sky Bet for the League Two title, which I'm delighted with. And obviously, I've lumped a few quid on that because I'd be mad not to. Imagine your team winning the league and not saying, "Oh yeah, I bet on that." It almost feels like a betrayal. And how have we not scored there? And the shot from Ilya was almost perfection. It came back off the post to 2 Hertha players in the box, and somehow we've not won the ball. And we've not moved it the 2 yards we needed to move it to score a goal. Insane. But there's Cho now. He's free. He's 1-on-1, and he's hit the post as well. Well, that's twice now we've hit the post, and I'm not worried yet. I'm not panicking yet. It's when you hit the post for a 3rd time, that's when you start panicking, especially when it's still 0-0. And panic over. Markgraf does it again. That's another goal for the small central midfielder, or attacking midfielder, rather. And he is small. I think he's like 5'7". Don't normally sign players that small. 5'5". He's even smaller than I thought. I'm not entirely sure he's a fully grown adult anymore. Actually, I should be nice to him. He's just scored 4 goals in the last 2 games. Oh, and Ilya steals the ball in the box, and that's the last place you want to give Ilya the ball. 2-0, and we are flying once again. Okay, good first half. We've taken a 2-goal lead, and I'd like to think we're not going to throw it away from here. We'll keep the same team out for the start of the second half. Roberts, Door. Surely there's a finish waiting, and he's just put it wide of the right-hand post. And Door last season, I think, was mostly an impact sub, because whenever he came on, he created something. He caused a problem. He's doing that pretty much from the start now. And while he's still got some way to go to steal Hardy's starting berth, he's having a good old go at it. And there is Dor once again. Can he find someone in the middle? Margraf, Cho. And there it is. Cho bags another one. Good work from Roberts there. And Ralph Dor, can you apply the finish this time? Straight at the goalkeeper, unfortunately. Ooh. And guys, don't forget, we are still on the lookout for our team name for the Creator Club save. It is far from decided. We do, however, have the club badge pretty much decided here. We're going with the Crocs. That is going to be our club badge, and well, I'm not entirely sure what's happened there. I don't know where Senkbal thought he was going. I mean, Akani's been beaten far too easily there, and similarly, Chrysostomu pulled out of position. Gio should never have got the ball first, but Senkbal just disappeared. He did a runner. Let's make some changes. I want Akani off the pitch. I'm not impressed with how he did there. And Orlo is looking a little tired. So let's give Kohane a run out in that defensive midfield position. Dor can come off for Hardy, and Margraf has worked his little socks off. So Burkholt can have his first run out of the season. That'll do for the time being. We'll make our last sub shortly. So yeah, club names. Crocs United, I think, is pretty much the front runner at the moment, and it's incredibly unimaginative from my part. It's just because there's a crocodile in the club badge, and that might be the way we go. But I am very much open to suggestions. Let's get Keely off for Richter, who is one I want to start playing a few games, actually. Going to have to start trying to give him a few more starts this season. Kohane for Hardy, for Burkholt, and he can't quite apply the finish. That ends with nothing. That ball over the top. Far too hard for Ilya to get onto. But it does look like we're going to retain our position at the top of the Bundesliga. Sorry, regain. I just noticed we've actually moved up. So despite smashing Schalke, Bayern Munich still got back ahead of us. And I'm sure their massive goal difference has something to do with that. But never mind. We can turn our attentions now to the Champions League, where we definitely hope to get another win. And actually, Bayern Munich drew their late game against Gladbach, which is beautiful for us. That means we stay top. It's come out of our current transfer budget, hasn't it? Yeah. So we've had to pay Real Sociedad £7.5 million because he scored 50 goals for us. Or 50 league goals, I should say. Total goals, we're looking at 88, 94 goals at the start of the third season with us. That guy's an absolute beast. What a signing he was. I will definitely rotate a bit for the Sparta Prague game. I mean, no disrespect to them, but this is one that we should be able to win with, well, not the second string really, but a rotated squad, because our second string is it's pretty much the first team from last season, and they won us the league. So I don't see why they shouldn't be able to compete against most teams in the Champions League, given that we reached the round of 16 last time. I'm going to start to watch Man United v Wrexham. It's on at 3:30. Dear Lord. I don't think it's going to be that good a game, Scraps. I'd probably let that one slide. I did watch Man United versus Arsenal on Saturday night with my friends while we were playing poker. It was a pretty crap pre-season game, but you know, football's football, I suppose. And he's trying to dodgy stream. I'm sure they exist out there. No, come on, Wrexham. I can't join in that one this season. Not now they're in the same league as us. Unfortunately, I do need to see them finish. They can still do well. I'd just rather they finish second. I don't want them to be the best team in the league. That's reserved for Gillingham. So David Blanco, you've got. And your star rating has intrigued me already. Your value looks quite good. £95,000 a week at 20 years old suggests you must be doing something right. And a fair number of games for Atletico, getting more and more starts. Might be one we need to keep an eye on. What year am I in? 2032. This is the 2032-33 season. So, what's that, the 10th season? Must be. 10th and last. I've rarely had a save go past kind of 10, 15 years. I do think I had one that was 25 years, but that's about it. I remember when Championship Manager games were capped at 15 years. So it made sort of doing a proper youth development save quite pointless because you never really got to see most of them turn into superstars. We'll go Cristiano. We'll give him a run out alongside Oliveira. Look how much Nonto is. Okay. £52 to £76 million, but he's on a £400,000 a week contract. It's a staggeringly low value for a player being paid that much. He's still got 3 years on his contract, so it's not to do with that. It's a big chunk of money. World Cup winners? Why not? So we've had France, Germany, and Italy. Not much exciting there, except if we look, the runners up in the 2026 World Cup were Ivory Coast. That's incredible. I like that. I definitely like that. France finished runners up. Holland finished runners up in the 2022 World Cup. Uruguay were third place. USA third place in 2026. The third places seem a bit more interesting than the winners. But yeah, France, Germany, and Italy. To be fair, England at some point in the near future will be winning pretty much all of them because that's the way Football Manager works. I'm sorry to say, England are highly overpowered in Football Manager. They often win the World Cup or the Euros very easily, and usually quite early on in the save. Cohane is starting this one, I think, or do we want to give Roberts a run out? Let's give Roberts another try. Thorlo, and let's give Richter a start, shall we? Ilya, Margraf. I just can't drop those two at the moment. Hardy can start this one, and obviously Chart front. I don't think we want to start Luis Silva. I don't think we can disrespect Slavia that much. Sparta, sorry. It's Sparta Prague, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, Marshall can come and sit on the bench for this one. Yeah, I reckon another World Cup, and we'll probably see England win. We'll have a look at the Euros actually afterwards to see if they've won those. Okay, Champions League match number 2. Another one that we definitely want to win. We need to store up as many points as we possibly can before we get to the Man City, Barcelona, and Chelsea arc of our Champions League campaign. That's going to be tricky, that one. Lovely little step over there from Margraf. So it's not quite a second team, this one, as I say. It's not really a second string, but it's still a very solid 11 who would beat most teams, I think. Arthur's going to have to check the Premier League table. Who do you think has dominated England? Just have a guess. I don't actually know because I've not looked, but I'm gonna take a stab at Man City. Oh, Liverpool. Yeah, it's a good shout. Highly overpowered in FM23. I don't know how we've not scored there. Come on. 3 Wolves. Well, I don't see them in the Champions League table, so you might be slightly off on that one, but we'll have a look. And is that a penalty? Ref's given it. VAR's going to have a look at it. And 4 Leeds. It's fair, they're probably in League One by now, aren't they? It's been 10 years. They'll probably manage to bounce back up to League One. And there we go. We're definitely looking comfortable. I'm not seeing who Eintracht Frankfurt have had in their Champions League games so far, but they won their first one and they're winning their second. They're right up at the top with us at the moment. We will be in the Vanarama National League. No, I don't. Thankfully for you, Scraps, I don't think we're ever going to see a situation like that again with Leeds. I did have a look earlier when I was placing my £5 on Gillingham to win the league. Leeds look second favourites for the championship. And while bookies obviously don't get everything right, they're not normally that far off. But I guess outright in the league is quite difficult to judge. That would suggest to me they think you've got something about you. And Hardy gets in on the act as well. Every time I start to think, or maybe it's time for Ralph Dorr to take over as my starting left winger, he has to come and do or do something useful. That's a good ball through for Cho, and it's his hat trick. It's 4-0. All right, job done. I'm going to get Cho off, and we are going to get Lewis Silver on for a bit of game time. We are also going to get Ilya off. Lethen can come on and keep making his claim for the backup spot on that right wing, because that is all that's available now. No one is surpassing Ilya. He's my boy. And Sparta just cannot get the ball out of their half at the moment. It's 5-0. And, well, Jay Lethen's come on and made an immediate impact. If you want to give me a selection headache, that is the way to do it. That won't be given a penalty because it wasn't a penalty, but okay. Let's use this opportunity to make a couple more subs. Thorlo for Cohane, who will give another try in that defensive midfield position. And yeah, that'll do. We'll make the last couple of subs somewhere around the 80-minute mark, I reckon. We'll just see who gets tired. A 1v1 my mate on Black Ops 2 when we will be ending the stream. It'll be about 11 o'clock tonight, Scraps, but you feel free to go and shoot your mate in the face. That's what I would be doing. For me, my introduction to that was like Call of Duty 2, that sort of thing. And Return to Castle Wolfenstein. That was one I spent loads of time playing when I was younger. Often doing 1v1s. Yeah, cool. Okay, well, I'll see you later, mate. Good luck. You have to let me know how many you won. That's him say he got 14 kills. He got 2. Ouch. That's a hard one to live down. Yeah, see you later, mate. Enjoy. Excellent. Well, another comprehensive win. This time in the Champions League, where second, great goal difference. What a start. When Eintracht Frankfurt have got Alan Yaspor. And who on earth did they face in the first game? Pauk. I mean, that's a much easier draw than we ended up with. They've also got Juventus, Spurs, Club Brugge, Bilbao, Porto, and PSG. And okay, I mean, I suppose it's relatively even. Relatively even. I do think we've probably got the harder of it with City, Barcelona, and Chelsea, but I'm not going to moan too much about that one because we're just going to go and beat them. We're going to have to beat some of those clubs at some point if we're going to win the Champions League this year, so we might as well do it in the group stage. Put the fear into them early. Right, next match is at home to Gladbach, and I think we've got an international break. Let's go and beat Gladbach, shall we? Something along the lines of 4-5-0 would be lovely, but can't win every game by that much, I suppose. But we haven't scored fewer than 3 goals in any competitive match so far. I mean, unless you count the Super Cup, which you don't, because that's a friendly cup. But we've definitely found our goal scoring boots this season. And we're up against our old boy in Ayman Kari against Gladbach. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see if we can make him sad. Can't believe João Neves is getting left out by Portugal. I have to feel their squad must be pretty spectacular for João Neves to be. It's not João Neves at all. What is his name? It is João Neves. Oh my goodness. See, look, this is what happens when you approach your 40s. Your mind just starts to go. Yeah, I can't believe he's not got there. They must have. I mean, they've got Ruben Neves, who's 35. They've got Samu, who's 31. At some point, I'd like to think that João Neves should be pushing in there. I mean, Vitinha, 32. They've got Mateus Nunes, 34. They've got a lot of old men. And then you've got someone like João Neves, who is, if you ask me, far better than the star rating seems to suggest. Board and fans happy with their squad dynamics. Good. Excellent. Let's continue. Right, for this Gladbach game, Marischal is back. I think let's get him straight in. I don't think Senkabal's been too bad. He's had a couple of moments where he's looked a wee bit iffy, but I don't want to throw him in there too early. You can ruin youngsters if they get on a bad patch of form. So let's not risk doing that, shall we? We've gone double red hot chili peppers tonight. Lovely. So, yep, you three are my defensive subs. Bang, 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 and bang. You guys are the attacking subs. Excellent. I think that's the first time I've used that team talk in any match, any save. We're favourites and it's time to show it. Well, we're demanding of our players tonight. And to be fair, why shouldn't we? We're a very good club and we should be winning just about everything. And Oliveira's unmarked and somehow has failed to score a goal. There was no one near him at all. And he's unmarked again. If we aim for this back post, we've got a good chance of a goal here. Can't quite get it over the goalkeeper. Well, we're having a little bit of joy from set pieces. We're not scoring any goals, but we may well do if they're marking us as lax as it's been so far. Margraf stealing the ball on the edge of our box and charging towards the edge of theirs. But he kind of runs out of steam and Mendes steals the ball off him. That defence does hold firm yet again. It's a bit of an aimless ball forward there. Dawes playing today. He's not going to reach that. But good interception from Makani. Ilya, Dorlo, Margraf. I mean, this is just quick football. Bringing Cohane in on the left-hand side. Back for Ralph Dorr. And it's 1-0. And Dorr gets his fourth of the season. I take Dorr out. I bring Hardy in. Doesn't matter. Whoever's there, they're going to score goals. We take Ilya off on the right wing. Jay Lethan comes in and scores goals. Margraf is doing it for fun, as is Cho. It's just a lovely, lovely place to be at the moment. So Stream Elements doesn't seem to be working tonight. Can't seem to access my dashboard, which is a shame. I had to put a little automated message in there about naming our new club. I'll have to see if that's working later. But now we'll concentrate on the game. We're 1-0 up at half time. And we just want more of the same, please, just maybe with a couple more goals. Oh, is that going to be a red card for Cade Carday? This boy. It is indeed. I think that's a bit harsh, personally. Yeah, it definitely came sliding in, but a booking would have been enough. But not to worry, because Zelia's not quite going to get the second. We are just so on top here. Why are we not scoring more goals? Okay. Time to make some changes, I think. Gladbach have the ball going forward. And Jose Aguirre. My God. Well, we're going to berate the team. I created him. How dare he do this to me? Right, Cho's coming off. He's not impressed so far. Margraf hasn't either, so Jay Lethem can come on there. And Thorlo's tired, so Richter is going to come on and play the deep line playmaker role. We need to go and get a goal. And Jose Aguirre, who we brought in at Dundee and turned him into a right-sided, left-footed winger. And look at what he's just done to us. Can we demand more, please? In fact, what we're also going to do is we're going to go 2 up top. Going to try and speed up the play a little bit more. We'll go to mixed crosses and we need to press even more. Well, red cards works against us there. They've had one shot on target and they've scored 1 goal. And absolutely nothing is happening here. This is silly. Yeah, let's put Hardy up front. And is there anything else we can do? Let's do a bit of that. At this stage, I don't think it matters. We've been well and truly FM'd here. I'm going to thrash some arms. That's a pathetic showing at home. We had a man advantage, so many shots and only 1 goal. And they had 1 shot and they had 1 goal. That's not the way I want to go into the international break. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're not willing to discuss this deal. Right, let's see if we can talk about a new contract. Lovely. Right. Beautiful stuff. Right, let's get Ralph Door another contract so we can stop talking about silly transfer nonsense. He's going nowhere. Right, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break and we'll be back shortly. So see you back then. We'll speed through that international break and come back for Mainz and Celtic. So, well, hopefully that'll restart our good form. See you shortly, guys. And we're back. So it's quite one in here tonight, so it looks like I'm going to have to do talking for all of us. I get to go off on holiday again next week, so doing a little caravan holiday with the family, which will be fun. Looking forward to it. Bit of time on the beach, and hopefully the weather will stand up for us while we're there. We said we'd have a look at the Euros, didn't we? What's it called? The European Championship, is it? Yeah, there we go. So who's won this one? Have England won any of these? No. Italy, Spain, and Germany. Norway runners up in the last one in the summer. Interesting. I wonder if that's still Haaland. He's probably still going strong, isn't he? Yeah, 32. So still very much at his peak and still just banging in goals for Man City. Look at the players we've got out on loan. Just so much talent there. A lot of Philip Schaefer's potential seems to have disappeared, though. So he might be one that we not give up on, but he may not be the one. He may not be the one. Lochi's still developing and looks like he's getting better. He's got a couple of goals in his short career of Ingolstadt so far. He's 6'6", so I really want him to become. I really, really want him to become a player. Would be incredible. Again, not that we're going to see him develop. Certainly, certainly not on stream. As our next stream save after this season will be our creator club. We are going to create our own club in a 13th tier of English football, way down in well, very much in amateur town. And we're going to see if we can turn them into a football league club. We'll see how far we can get them until FM24 appears. So we'll just keep going. We'll just keep going until FM24 appears, which is, I don't know when the release date's likely to be. Is it October, November? I can't remember when it comes out anymore. Welcome back, Scraps. I assume from him not being happy with you, you gave him a bit of a seeing to. How badly did you beat him? We'll just say yes, we enjoyed seeing him score. We didn't even know he did. He was doing all right, to be fair. He got 5 kills, but when I got my 20th kill, he had enough. I can't blame him. I can't blame him. I used to have plenty of multiplayer games that went that way. Although I would also get the odd game that would go, 36 and 5. They felt like special games. Okay, Dor has signed his contract, so hopefully we can stop talking about him being sold. Did you say it was Black Ops 1 you were playing? Something a bit classic. Oh, Black Ops 2. That was a good one. I liked Black Ops 2. I used to be big into Warzone a couple of years ago. Played that almost every night with my mates. I never got great. But I did have a kill death ratio of about 1.1. Although the first few months, it was the first time I played Battle Royale games. So kept trying to play it like it was a multiplayer game. And my kill death ratio was like 0.6 for a while. But got it up after lots and lots of practice. And then Warzone 2 came out, and I think my friends had also lost a bit of interest, so we just stopped playing it. I'm not even sure I've got it installed on my PlayStation anymore. Oh, Premier League table, of course. Let's have a look. Premier League, is it called? There we go. So, holders Man City. Well, Leeds are in the Premier League scraps, as are Stoke and Bristol City. Interesting. Still see Everton, so they've not gone down. Past winners, let's see. Man City, Man City, Man City, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Liverpool, Man City, Man City. So, absolutely nothing exciting there. Arsenal have finished second a lot, though. They've finished second an awful lot. A few third place finishes as well, but they've not quite had the bottles get over the line. Who is Frank Schultz? He's another one of these very good players who may well be the one at some point for Hertha. Should we have a look at who Leeds manager is? Raphael Wiki. How long's he been there? I've been there for the last 4 years. So Rafa Benitez managed 4 years before just resigning. He had Roberto Martinez for a couple of years. And then Raphael Wickets all sounded quite stable, actually. Premier League the whole time. So there was no relegation. Finished 9th and as high as 5th a few years ago. It's not bad. Let's have a look at Man City's manager. Luis Enrique, and he's been there for the last 4 years. So they sacked Pep. Let's sack him 2028. What happened? Oh, they finished 4th 2 seasons in a row. Well, they would have sacked him after the first 4th place finish. And then Luis Enrique came in, went 4th, 3rd, and then 2 wins in a row. Well, that's a big old trophy cabinet, isn't it? Praise all you boys for doing good work. I feel like in my training complex, I probably have got like a star chart. I just put a gold star up for the players who are like the top 3 trainers of the week. That would be very much something I would do as well. Scraps, I'm toying with the idea of getting a capture card for the PS5 so I can stream PS5 games, but still stream via OBS and use my overlays and whatnot. Do you reckon that would be something that would be interesting? And when I started streaming, I really only thought about Football Manager. I didn't really give consideration to any other games, but I did wonder if that might be an interesting thing to do every now and then. I've also decided I'm not going to carry on editing the streams down for YouTube. Get very few views and next to no interaction. So I've kind of decided I'm just going to knock that on the head, I think. So opens up opens things up to potentially more streams per week. So rather than just 3, I might be able to even put in 4 or 5. And potentially what I could start doing is videos directly for YouTube, which might be a bit different. What games would I play? Not entirely sure, if I'm honest with you. Of late, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla because I really enjoyed Odyssey, actually. I like the